Opener at Starks Park. Scott Leach's free kick gave Rovers problems, and when the ball eventually broke to Neil Cooper, his shot was deflected just wide. From the corner which followed, Dunfermline had Rovers in more trouble, and Cooper had an even better chance this time, but he missed the target from closer range, and that was to prove costly. Rovers steadied themselves. McStay crossed from the right, and then Brewster set up his boss Jimmy Nicholl with a chance. His effort was blocked, and then Heatherstone had a go. At the end of all this, keeper Lindsay Hamilton was happy to hold the shot and end the danger. But Rovers were getting into gear now. Brewster set DL free on the right. Heatherstone overlapped, and then he crossed, setting up young debut boy Steve Crawford with a chance, but Hamilton got down well to block his effort, and Dunfermline breathed again. Dunfermline had a great chance to make the breakthrough just on half-time. Hamish Friend's shot from the right. It needed just a touch from Paul Chalmers. Into the second half, and the goal which maintained Rovers' unbeaten record. Brewster sent Nicholl clear, and then he found DL in space. It was played back in to young Crawford, and he scored his first ever goal at senior level. Rovers should have tied it all up when Brewster released McLeod, and he should have finished better, Hamilton foiling him at close range.
Used to be with Dunfermline when I was younger. It's good to score against them in your debut.
How did you feel then? It was quite a match to go into as your first game.
It being a derby, I found it fast and was all excited at the start of the game and that. Thought we'd done pretty well as a team, deserved to win.
Leaders Raith Rovers pressed for an early breakthrough, Craig Brewster leading the charge, whipping in a cross which St Mirren defender Lex Bailey got his head to, Campbell Money tipping it over. Rovers were looking good. Thompson's cross from the left headed back by DL, Brewster though heading straight at Money. But Saints might have gone ahead themselves. Carson's kick-out was headed straight back upfield. Coyle's header back was short, and David Elliott rounded Carson, but couldn't get his finish on target. Rovers went ahead 5 minutes before half-time. Heatherstone and substitute McLeod took a quick free kick. When the cross came in, John McStay powered a great header past Money. A minute into the second half, a real blow for Saints. Money flapped at Brewster's corner. DL said thanks very much. But St Mirren's reply was immediate. Hewitt crossed, Bailey headed home. And the visitors could have got themselves back on level terms. John Hewitt ran through, but as McGeechee forced him wide, he knocked it past Carson's right-hand post. Then Starks Park saluted a great goal. Craig Brewster with a long-range cracker. To their credit, St Mirren fought to the end. Lex Bailey firing over here, but yet another 2 points for the Fifers.
If you're being realistic, you're trying to open a gap when the teams are around about third and fourth, in case whenever the day comes that you do have a lean spell and you might lose a few games in a row. And all it is benefiting us for whenever that time comes, if it comes. But at the halfway mark now and only losing one game in 22 games, there's no reason to complain about anything.
Jimmy Nicholl's done well there with Raith Rovers. Jay,
Key players in today's cup tie will be former Old Firm strikers George McCluskey and Gordon DL. George McCluskey at 35 scored 7 goals for Killie since joining them from Hamilton, the holder of a Scottish Cup medal. He scored the winner in the 1980 final. And Gordon Dalziel has proved to be an ace striker since joining Raith in 1987. 120 league goals to his credit, and he's notched 23 of them this season. Well, after a 1-0 victory at Somerset Park against Ayr United last Saturday, manager Tommy Burns names an unchanged lineup. Ian Porteous, the goal scorer, retains his place at number 7 and has a lot of experience in the Killie selection, and that could be a crucial factor. Disappointment for Raith Rovers. Player manager Jimmy Nicholas failed the fitness test, and his place is taken by Alan McKenzie. And in the absence of Nicholl, Peter Heatherstone has the captain's armband. And on the bench, Stephen Crawford celebrating his 19th birthday today. Match referee Jerry Evans of Bishop Briggs. Kilmarnock getting the game underway. Their first home match of 1993. The weather overhead not too good, but the pitch in good condition. Wind and rain sweeping down the pitch from right to left into the faces of the Raith Rovers defence. Mackenzie wearing the number 7. Good ball through now. There's a 2-on-2 here. Brewster, fine pass. Dalziel. Defender's getting back. He's got to do it on his own. Brewster at the far post. And so was Mackenzie, but that was a poor finish. Dalziel's cross was tempting, but the finish wasn't there. And this is a chance for Killie. McCluskey. Lovely pass. A great shot, and Old Carson did exceptionally well to get down there and smother it. Skimming, driving through. Porteous and McCluskey involved, and McCluskey's pass bisected the Raith defenders. And McSkimming's shot was good. Carson grabbing it at the second attempt. Killie certainly keeping the pressure on Raith, as once again McCluskey doesn't quite find a friendly foot. And Sinclair nudges the ball away, and that one seemed to swirl off. So corner for Kilmarnock. Now let's just see what McCluskey does. Came off the head of the defender. Watch Sinclair now, tries to nudge it. It seemed to come down his thigh, and it bounced away. So the referee corrects, and the corner awarded, the first one, to Kilmarnock. Calm and organised as Kilmarnock. Oh, brilliant effort! Stopped by Carson. And Killie very nearly taking the lead after almost 11 minutes play. Look at the bullet shot, and Carson reacted with a reflex save to push it away. Williamson was the man that almost got the opener. Certainly Tom Carson has shown in the early stages of this game that he's really got his eye in. Dalziel followed by a posse of defenders as Mackenzie tries to break through. And that will have to be a corner because Geddes couldn't touch it. The back pass rule causing a little flutter in the Kilmarnock Ducat. And Raith get the corner. Left-footed in swinger. Near post ball. Geddes in trouble at the back post. And the Kilmarnock defence get it away. Danger still not cleared though. Heatherstone, Raith captain in the absence of Jimmy Nicholl, blocked. Once again, Kilmarnock's defence looked a little bit uncertain with the cross ball. George McGeehee up there for Raith as the free kick comes swirling in, but Geddes misses it, and there is no touch for Raith. Really, again, the wind playing a major problem for the goalkeepers. Raith getting it going again. Dangerous ball. Heatherstone playing it low. Heatherstone holding it well. Really needing every man back. Bit of a gap here. Chip was deflected, and it was Thompson and McKenzie trying to set up the chance, and it's Kilmarnock's turn now to be under pressure. And really, the cross which caused all the problems here. Once again, the knockdown, and Killie happy to slice it away. Good skills from Billy Stark. Williamson coming away from his marker, back to Burns. Wilson. And again, it's Sinclair's head to the rescue. Danger at the back post. And Killie take the lead! Put in by Williamson, lead on by Porteous. 16 minutes. Kilmarnock 1, Raith Rovers 0. It was the cross to the back post that did all the damage. Porteous steered it down, and Williamson provided the deadly finish. Well, the large Kilmarnock support certainly enjoyed that goal, and Bobby Williamson's goal gets Kilmarnock off to a perfect start in the cup tie, and their first home goal of 1993. As Raith try and ease the ball away, goalkeeper Carson is limping about his penalty area as he lets that one go, and no doubt about it, Tom Carson is definitely in trouble. Another long ball comes through. Oh, bad mistake by Ronnie Coyle, and Carson has to come out and clear it, and the goalkeeper is drawing the referee's attention that this knee, or whatever the problem is really giving him some pain. On will come number 12, Stephen Crawford, and it's David Sinclair who's going to be going into goal, and that will certainly be a major blow for Raith, no question about that. There's a nice pass through there from Thompson. Up by McLeod. Thompson. Again, there's not much room for him, but he finds McLeod. Brewster, oh, and an excellent effort. And Brewster's shot there really looked bound for the corner. It certainly had the beatings of Geddes. And from a very, very tight angle, Brewster shows he's so deadly. And just passed, and look how close Dalziel was, and Geddes had got a touch. Well, McGeehee again beaten, and oh, McGeehee pulling down Williamson, and the referee must take action against the experienced Raith defender, and that is certainly a booking. Burns taking advantage of the slip. Porteous. Williamson now operating on the left side. Killie switching wingers again. McCluskey, Porteous at the back post, and oh no, Sinclair couldn't hold it. McCluskey's shot is in, and Killie go 2 up. George McCluskey joins in the celebrations, and really it was a tight angle shot. Sinclair seemed to have it, couldn't hold it, and it just squirmed over the line. George McCluskey makes it 2-0 for Kilmarnock, and you can't help but feel sorry for the replacement goalkeeper, David Sinclair. Stays cross. Geddes not too happy. And again, that was Thompson's effort that should have perhaps caused a little bit more trouble than it did. As Porteous gets away from McGeehee, and McGeehee seems to pull him back, and that must be a red card for George McGeehee. Raith Rovers really are giving themselves all sorts of problems, and here is the incident. McGeehee shielding the ball, Porteous in there. Watch McGeehee's left hand, left arm, and there's the jersey pull. And McGeehee goes, that's the second one of that type, and the referee has no option. Tommy Burns intercepting immediately the pass, the telling pass, creating space for Gus McPherson. Oh, brilliant ball racing through, and George McCluskey, Williamson's in the middle, but it doesn't reach him. Kilmarnock still there, back to Burns, a little chip in, Williamson there, Raith desperately getting it away, and Kilmarnock again creating, carving chances, and another free kick just outside the area, desperate defenders. Once again Kilmarnock showing the quality of the pass inside the fullback, and it was a good move, but once again the Raith defence were there. And it's Killy spreading, using the width of the pitch, causing problems. Proteus drilling it in again, and again Sinclair had the post covered, but Killy are right on top of the job. Proteus, certainly a major player in this cup tie. We played almost 3.5 minutes of stoppage time in the first half, as the half-time whistle brings the first half to a close, an eventful first half. Kilmarnock eventually taking the lead through Bobby Williamson in 16 minutes, and that was followed by George McCluskey after 29 minutes. But really the turning point of the game came midway through the first half when Tom Carson tore a calf muscle and had to be taken off. David Sinclair went into goal, and then worse was to follow for Raith because George McGeehee was ordered off after 35 minutes, a second bookable offence, and Kilmarnock lead at half-time by 2-0. So Raith get the second half underway, down to 10 men and an emergency goalkeeper. So a very, very difficult task indeed for the Fifers. It's been a cup tie, but it's been a controlled cup tie. There's not been the aggression that one might expect between these two sides. The referee, apart from the red card, one other booking for Mark Skilling. Other than that, no real problems for the officials. Corner, and they finally got it. Williamson gets his second poacher's goal, and that really wraps it up. Kilmarnock lead by 3-0. And from the 8th corner it got through, the lack of a keeper showed, and Williamson got the touch. He'll be delighted, his second, and the goal that just gives Kilmarnock the icing on the cake. And there's no doubt about it that the set piece caused problems for the Raith defence, and Williamson showed that sharp, adept touch to put the ball into the net. Well, Raith force the corner. Let's see what they can do with the set piece. Kilmarnock, after 8 corners, eventually opened the scoring. This is Raith 6. Heatherstone this time, not Brewster. Brewster's header, and Geddes was there, right on the line. That was a vital save. And it was Heatherstone, the change of the kicker for the corner, allowed Brewster to get the header in, but Geddes was alert. Burns, useful ball. Proteus recovering, it's a bit short, Sinclair will have to hustle. It's skimming, and he's, surely, we thought that was in. We thought he had got his reward. Sinclair carried the luck on that occasion, and that shot was brilliantly hit. Let's just have a look at this one, savour the moment. Steadied up, the right foot shot, beat the keeper, but it didn't break kindly for Kilmarnock. And it's Kilmarnock now beginning to find tiring legs and passes. Great chance here, and there it is. The goal, well taken indeed. Mark Skilling it was who raced through. Time, and he knew it was going in, and he was saluting it as it crossed the line. So that chance coming through there, Skilling driving through, and then McPherson getting the final touch, and that makes it 4-0 for Kilmarnock. 75 minutes, and it's really a romp for Killie now. Ball turned in, and Raith, best chance of the game. Gordon Dalziel couldn't get the touch, and the chance went. First class bit of play. The pass well delivered by Thompson, and Dalziel couldn't connect. Wilson seemed to be caught off balance there, but Killie still get possession. Husky invited the challenge, and he's got a corner. John McStay not too pleased about that decision. Infuriating for defenders not to get the break that they expect. Sinclair commits himself, and it's drilled in off the line, but Kilmarnock have done it again, and that is a hat-trick for Williamson. Williamson get the final touch there. It was cleared off the line, and again the poacher's art of turning the ball in. Killie going up, and Raith Rovers will have a long road back to Kirkcaldy tonight.
A tense affair this, marred by 5 first-half bookings and a double sending off. Watch Killie's George McCluskey here pointing the finger at John McStay. Play raged on, but the stand-side linesman who had seen the incident then gave the referee a full account. With the benefit of replay, it's pretty clear-cut in McCluskey's case, although what McStay did to warrant the red card remains a mystery. Ten aside then, and Kilmarnock always the hungrier, although it took until the 66th minute before they broke the deadlock. A lot of credit goes to Tommy Wilson here, sprinting down the right to deliver the chance for Ian Porteous. Skipper Gus McPherson made the second, cutting the ball back for Billy Stark, who had an embarrassing amount of time to pick his spot. And 3 minutes later, it was 3-0. The danger seemed to have been averted when Tommy Wilson's cross was gathered by Tom Carson. Wilson was alert to Carson's throw-out though, and he squared for Porteous to net his second. Killie now believe they can catch Raith Rovers and go up as champions. Thistle had held out well, but league leaders Raith found the way through 3 minutes from the interval. Craig Brewster's shot saved by Steve Ellison, but Gordon Dalziel there as ever to net the rebound for his 27th goal of the season. But Meadowbank hit back 9 minutes after the interval with a glorious effort. Lee Bailey holding up the ball well before turning and chipping perfectly over Gordon Arthur and into the net. A delightful goal. Bailey certainly thought so. 1-1 at full time. No prizes for guessing which of these two teams is chasing promotion. Raith Rovers went after Morton with a vengeance yesterday. Skipper Peter Heatherstone first to show, his solo run halted by David Wiley. Young Colin Cameron's been making his mark lately. He was instrumental in Raith's next move, slipping the ball to Craig Brewster, who in turn set up Gordon Dalziel, but Wiley was brave enough. The Morton keeper foiled Dalziel again with 8 minutes gone. Steve McCahill beaten by McStay's header, but Wiley a hero once more. The siege continued. McStay's long ball finding Dalziel, and Cameron hitting the side netting in 11 minutes. Wiley had to use his head 3 minutes later and was almost caught out. Quick thinking by John McStay, but wide of the target. The Morton keeper's next save was more orthodox. Cameron sent clear by Brewster, Wiley doing enough to take the sting out of the shot. Mark Pickering completing the clearance. Morton's luck couldn't hold though. Heatherstone's corner headed in by Sean Sweeney, and a magnificent finish by Gordon Dalziel. He's scored some amount of goals in his career, but there can't have been many better. Raith continued the onslaught. Defender Ian McLeod next to try his luck, Wiley saving at the second attempt with DL closing in. Raith were playing some sweet stuff, befitting their status as league leaders. Another sweeping move ending with Heatherston's pass to DL. The striker taking it first time and Wiley saving yet again. Morton simply hadn't figured as an attacking force in the first half, but they were first to threaten after the interval. Derek Lilly's first-time effort palmed away by Gordon Arthur. It proved to be only a brief respite for the visitors. Craig Brewster thundering in an effort which Wiley parried before gathering. Brewster only had 2 minutes to wait to get on the score sheet though, losing his marker to accept Heatherston's pass and beating Wiley from distance. Brewster taking full advantage of the time and the space he was given. Morton battled back in the closing stages, threatening Arthur's goal a couple of times. Derek Lilly's effort going over the goalkeeper and over the top. They came closer with their next effort. Derek Collins teeing up Stuart Rafferty. Arthur this time forced to make a good save. It was too little too late though for Morton, and 2 more good points for Raith Rovers.
An aerial view of Starks Park, Kirkcaldy, the Firth of Forth in the top right, and the main East Coast Railway line on the left, joining Edinburgh with Aberdeen. But these players are the main centre of attraction today. And there's a very settled look about Jimmy Nichols' league-leading side. It's packed full of experience. 6 players have passed their 30th birthdays, and only Sean Dennis and David Sinclair of that starting lineup are under 26, and they are 23. And the cutting edge, which has made all the difference to the promotion challenge, comes from 14-goal Craig Brewster and Gordon DL, who's knocked in 29 goals, having joined the club from East Stirling in 1987 after a promising career which began at Rangers and moved on to Manchester City had faltered. And that too is a very experienced lineup selected by Tommy Burns, who's been forced to make a couple of changes. He's lost Mark Skilling and the new signing Dougald McCarrison to the flu bug, which has devastated the west of Scotland. So the former Aberdeen player Ian Porteous goes back in attack, and Craig Patterson replaces Skilling at centre half. Now 33, Patterson has seen service with Hibs, Rangers and Motherwell, for whom his last match was in the 1991 Cup final against Dundee United. And also a very experienced referee, it's Bill Crombie from Edinburgh. It's the first time since 1969 that the sports scene outside broadcast cameras have been here at Starks Park. And one of the very few survivors, incidentally, is the programme editor, who's made a point of that this afternoon. But the atmosphere inside the stadium certainly suggests that there may be many more reasons to be here in the near future. Free kick given instantly there by referee Crombie to Raith Rovers in a very dangerous position. Hugh Burns in the heart of that challenge, which created the offence. So an early opportunity for Raith Rovers, who found Kilmarnock an impossible nut to crack this season so far. Header away finds Bobby Williamson. A remarkable fact, and what has been an all-conquering season virtually for Raith Rovers, is that in 4 matches against Kilmarnock, they haven't managed a victory. 2 draws and 2 defeats, and 2 hefty defeats at that at the hands of Kilmarnock. 5-0 in the Cup and 3-0 in the league. One of only 2 league defeats Raith Rovers have suffered. There's McSkimming and McCluskey. In steps Nicholl. Well, Jimmy Nicholl operating in that vital midfield role for Raith Rovers, organising his troops straight from the start. Brewster plays it inside. Collected by Burns. Williamson looking for Porteous. Skimming coming from midfield. Doing a good job there by Kilmarnock. This is Porteous. Playing it early, looking for McCluskey. Well, I think he was distracted there by the arrival of the goalkeeper, George McCluskey. certainly was a very good chance. Well, perhaps a year or two ago, he'd have thrown himself at this one. Good ball played in there by Porteous after fine play by McSkimming. And I'm sure McCluskey was put off by the keeper. Well, playing into the danger area again. Easily won by McPherson, returned by Nicol. Chance now for Brewster. Fine effort by Craig Brewster. Well, I think in fairness to Bobby Geddes, he had that near post covered well, but the chance created by the return header from Jimmy Nicol. Then the clearance by Montgomery going straight to Brewster, who controlled that superbly and shot into the side netting. By Heatherstone, that's well read by Montgomery. Looking for McCluskey. Arthur's well out of his area. Well, good play by the keeper. Kept his head well. Hugh Burns has stayed forward now, supporting this Kilmarnock attack. Trying to get the better of McGeechy. Here's Porteous. Back it comes to McPherson. Superb play by Kilmarnock. Good save in the end by Gordon Arthur, but what excellent play it was over on the right. Hugh Burns doing so well here to find Porteous, who took this to the byline superbly. Took a hefty knock there as he set that up for McPherson, who kept the shot down well. So Gus McPherson and Tommy Burns in the Kilmarnock engine room. Skimming wide on the left. Hugh Burns wanted to be wide on the right, leaving Patterson and Montgomery as the markers, Stark as the spare man. And front three then of Porteous, Williamson and McCluskey. Caught in two minds, I think, Stark. He's conceded the corner kick. A buzz of expectancy around Stark's Park now. Supporters looking for an opening goal. Dickey arriving late in the box, Heatherstone playing it in. Away there by Patterson. Heatherstone again, sliding that in. Up goes Dennis. Away by Montgomery. This is Jimmy Nicol. Selected by McSkimming. The chance is on for the opening goal. It's Craig Brewster for Raith Rovers. Well, a touch of good fortune about that. Nothing lucky about the finish. Craig Brewster gets goal number 15 of the season. Great play here by Jimmy Nicol. Knew he couldn't get a shot on target there. Then it was deflected, spinning high there. Brewster reacted so quickly. How about that for a deadly finish? Well, the goal coming in 28 minutes. A little bit of force with the way that was deflected from Jimmy Nicol's shot into the path of Brewster. But finish full of confidence. Jimmy Nicol forcing it forward. Montgomery's there. This is Heatherstone. Very skillful, the ball on the deck. And a fine save from Geddes. Frustration there for Peter Heatherstone. Really does have good, quick, nimble feet, and he showed them here. He took possession in that tight position, made space for himself so well, going away from Montgomery, taking on Patterson, and bringing out that great save from Geddes. Brewster's corner, met firmly there at the near post by Stark. Raith Rovers maintaining the pressure. Cloud to DL. First glimpse of goal he's had in the match. Very much the poacher, DL. Look at him calling for that. Trying to take this first time on the turn. Such a difficult finish to attempt. Forward, Brewster, Heatherstone again, good play from Raith Rovers, that's for DL. And excellent goalkeeping once again by Bobby Geddes. Well, they all make space so well up front. Instinct for goal is obvious. A couple of careless passes giving possession back to Raith Rovers through Jimmy Nicholl. Tommy Barnes trying to thread that through for Williamson's cut up by Nicholl. Well, Raith Rovers have had an edge in midfield right from the start of the match, and they've maintained that. The balance is very effective. David Sinclair does an excellent job in that area beside Nicholl and Heatherstone. Dennis forward. That's Stark. Williamson holding off McGeechy very well indeed. Chance now for Kilmarnock. Here's Williamson. And that was very close indeed. The closest yet from Kilmarnock. An individual effort this by Williamson, who was strong enough to hold off McGeechy and come striding forward here. There was plenty of movement around, and that left space for Williamson to try to test Gordon Arthur. Williamson, well met there by McLeod. Starks giving that away to McLeod, linking there with DL. Back it goes to Raith Rovers marksman, and the recovery work was crucial there. It came from Ray Montgomery. McLeod and DL carving the way through the Kilmarnock defence here. But Montgomery, you see here, sticking to his task, coming back all the way, doing just enough in the end to put DL off. Perhaps a case there for a goal kick, but the referee right up with play has given the corner. Just over a minute left in the first half. Stark did well against Sinclair. This is McCluskey, waiting now for support to arrive, holding the play up. Good running by Barnes. Delaying too long there, allowing Nicholl to make that challenge. Barnes unhappy by the delay in the movement ahead. Gave him no options. He had to hold the ball too long. McCluskey with his jersey held by Sinclair. Sinclair lucky, I think. He's been spoken to already by the referee. Just to give the free kick. Tommy Barnes over this. Perhaps a late opportunity in the first half for an equaliser. They're all won by Dennis. That's Heatherstone. Raith Rovers looking for the counter-attacking opportunity, but they won't get it because the half-time whistle beats them to it. It's been a splendid first half football, and Raith Rovers going in deservedly ahead thanks to that goal scored at 28 minutes by Craig Brewster. Great goal scoring instinct after the shot by Jimmy Nicholl at the edge of the box was deflected into his path. But that certainly reflects some justice on the play in the first half, because Raith Rovers appeared to have an edge right from the start, which they maintained, and they got at half-time good value for the half-time score. It's Raith Rovers 1, Kilmarnock 0. The Kilmarnock player-manager Tommy Barnes was expressing some concern before the interval about the way the game was going, and I imagine he'll have had a few harsh words to say during the interval, because Kilmarnock were struggling a little bit as the first half wore on, and in that key area of midfield Raith Rovers appeared to hold sway thanks to the efforts in the centre from Nicholl, Sinclair and Heatherstone. Very good blend there. Bit of space here for Hugh Barnes to exploit coming forward. Williamson determined to attempt that shot at goal. Bobby Williamson, he had options on the left with Porteous and McSkimming overloading in that department, but he checked back inside for this attempt on goal. McLeod looking for Brewster. Danger not cleared there by Patterson. Nicholl switching the play instantly for McStay. There's Montgomery, who's done a very good marking job so far on DL. Long throw by Dennis. One again by Montgomery, marking DL. Well, the throw goes to Kilmarnock. It was deflected by DL. Space here for Sinclair. Not a bad effort that by David Sinclair on the run. Nicol again getting to the danger point very quickly. As soon as Kilmarnock tried to break, Nicol gets to the point of danger. But here was Sinclair having won the ball in the middle of the field, going away from Ray Montgomery to his left foot here and testing Bobby Geddes. It's good running by Williamson. McCluskey takes that in his stride. Well, hoping, I think, for a corner, has to settle for a throw. Porteous back to Hugh Burns. It's well read by Ronnie Coyle. A target for the throw again. Better of Coyle. That's Porteous. And a very good first time effort by Williamson. Gordon Arthur's positioning there was crucial for Raith Rovers. It was well engineered, this ball played across by Porteous, taken on the volley first time by Williamson. That's good goalkeeping. Less than forward, that's Montgomery. McStay returns it. Misjudging the air by Stark. There's DL looking for the second. He's made it! Raith Rovers so deadly on the break. After that excellent effort by Bobby Williamson, Raith Rovers snatch their second. And what a blow that is for Kilmarnock at this stage of the match. The high ball there with Brewster challenging, misjudged by Stark. Here was Gordon DL, he wouldn't be denied here, forcing his way forward, steering the ball beyond Bobby Geddes for his 30th goal of the season. Well, he's been so carefully marked, DL, throughout that match so far. It really is remarkable how he finds a glimpse of an opening and gets goal number 30. It's a remarkable finishing record he has, enjoying a crack from the crowd there. Ahead of that by Dennis. A little bit of arguing going on among the Kilmarnock players, things certainly not going their way. Craig Patterson penalised. So a free kick to Raith Rovers. To Brewster. Well, he turned very well indeed. In fact, he made more space for himself, I think, than he realised. Former Forfar player who's been so effective up front beside DL this season. Flighted in well by Heatherstone. And look at the way he controls this on the turn away from Patterson, but then snatched at the shot. Here's Sean McSkimming. George McCluskey's layoff. Well, Kilmarnock had a rough spell in the last few weeks, losing to Morton, Clydebank and Stirling Albion, and drawing at home with Cowdenbeath. Their promotion challenge has stuttered over that period of about a month. It's further stuttering now with 2-goal deficit to try to reclaim against a side which I think has established itself without question as the top team in the division. Burns playing into a gap. Hugh Burns gives chase. Jimmy Nichols' interception. That's McGeechy. Now Porteous. Very close indeed. Inventive little chip that by Ian Porteous on the edge of the penalty box. Raith Rovers finding this very difficult to clear. A header from Agiki, outside of the boot there from Porteous. Few bombs with Craig Brewster. Brewster's been penalised. Skimming, it's cut off by Sinclair. There's DL. Linking well with Brewster. Jimmy Nichols storming through the middle. Won't get there in of Geddes though. A hefty collision there between Nicholl and Geddes after the clearance. I really can't think what Jimmy Nicholl was thinking about there. Very strange challenge that by Nicholl. Well, the ball played into his path by Craig Brewster, and those 36-year-old legs heading forward, getting their second, and then making that rather clumsy lunge at the keeper. Turned away by Patterson. A substitution is going to be made here by Raith Rovers. And they're going to withdraw Gordon DL. Oh, he scored his goal, DL, to make it 30 for the season. He goes off, and the replacement here is Alan McKenzie. Nicholl wins that rather easily from McCluskey. Heatherston. Good running on the far side by McKenzie. Brewster waits in the middle. Held up well. This is Brewster and McKenzie, but he's offside. Patterson reacted quickly enough in any event, but another inventive move up front from Raith Rovers. This is the clearance, finding Brewster in space. Come on, having to commit so many players forward now. They are a little bit thin at the back from time to time. Persson to Barnes. Hugh Barnes this is. Touched on by Dennis, collected by McCluskey. Well, again, a very good effort by McCluskey, trying to chip that in with a swerve in the far post. Well, it might have come off on another occasion, but look at the way he does this. Sees the keeper at the near post, tries to beat him at the far post. It was very close. Billy Stark. The round of applause you hear is for Gordon DL, making his way up the track, heading for the tunnel. Tackle made by McGeeky. Barnes back to Hugh Barnes. Dennis still commanding in the air. Brewster holding off Patterson. Heatherston. Nicholl. McKenzie's layoff finds Heatherston. Good play once again, but Craig Brewster caught just offside. And Ian McLeod getting there very quickly too to provide plenty of support for him. Well, that's good play in defence by Dennis. Brewster sends it back to the big centre half. He's enjoying this all right. Trying to take on Billy Stark, the byline. He's earned the corner kick, Dennis. Well, he made a name for himself in the Scotland under-21 side. Was contemplated as a man who may make a move to a big club at that time. Took an injury, still here, and he looks to be a very fine prospect. Peter Heatherston being invited by the referee to get a move on. It's well taken by Geddes, his judgment was good. Well, there's the frustration. He can't find a player in space to receive a quick throw out. Tells a bit of a story of the match, actually. Coyle forward, here's McKenzie. Brewster waiting in the middle to time a run to take on the end of a cross. Well, the running power of McKenzie has helped the Raith Rovers' cause. So a change being made by Kilmarnock. That's Callum Campbell coming on. George McCluskey going off. Campbell can go straight into the same position. He's been vacated by McCluskey. Certainly worked hard enough. A second substitution also by Raith Rovers. Off goes the player manager Jimmy Nicholl, and on comes young Colin Cameron, 20-year-old. Jimmy Nicholl still working hard despite being off the field. Now Heatherston. Mackenzie back for Heatherston. This is promising again for Raith Rovers. The tackle came from Patterson. Well, Raith Rovers showing signs here they want to finish with a flourish. They want to just add some icing to the cake. And Craig Patterson has had a very tough afternoon trying to control a very lively, creative Raith Rover attack. Brewster's corner. Keeper Dennis. And the header came from McStay. Comfortably taken in the end by Geddes. Heatherston picks it up. Forward comes McLeod. This may be the last attack of the match. Checks inside Stark. Heatherston picked it up again. And the referee brings the match to an end. Raith Rovers, comfortable winners, and surely now destined for the Premier Division next season without any question. The game opened up by Craig Brewster's goal in 28 minutes. And then came that crucial minute when Gordon Arthur pulled off a splendid save from Bobby Williamson, and within 60 seconds the second goal was scored by Gordon Dalziel. That's why these Raith Rovers supporters are overjoyed. The last major threat, surely Raith Rovers has been overcome. They march on at the top of the first division. They've won comfortably, they've won in some style, and they will be indeed a very good acquisition to top-level football next season. For Kilmarnock, it's a long wait. They'll have to hope that they can get back into the race for second place. But Jimmy Nicholl congratulates all his players as well he might. He too played splendidly in midfield until going off before the end. But Raith Rovers surely now well on their way to the Premier League. Raith Rovers 2, Kilmarnock 0.
Jimmy, it seems to take you a bit longer to get out the bath these days, does it?
Takes me a lot longer, I'm telling you. That's why I brought myself off. If things are going all right, I tend to bring myself off, and I found it going to be a bit hard the last 20 minutes. But I was enjoying the game all right, but you're right, at 36 years of age, it does take a wee way longer.
Bit of tension about today's match in view of Kilmarnock's performances against you this season?
No, I didn't think so. I mean, I'm glad. I was delighted the way we started, you know, because you're always out there. I think the crowd, our supporters want us to do get something against Kelly this year, you know, it would have been nice. And the way we started, and I think I was in the players' minds to go out and not let them dictate to us, you know. Fortunately, we scored. They came into it at the end of the second half, and I thought it was going to be a cracking second half here. Gordon Arthur's pulled a good save off down the bottom end, and we've gone up a park, and Gordon's got his 30th goal. And it seemed to relax a wee bit after that. It was great.
You see this now as a certainty for promotion. Did you concede that now?
Well, we've got Dunfermline at home next week, which is a cracker as well, and we've got Ayr United away, and we don't like going to this. And people want me to say yes, and they want me to jump the gun. What I will say is Dunfermline, if I get over next week, and we'll go to Ayr United, a place we don't usually do too well, and Hamilton, which is a hard place for us to go. If we get over these next 3 games, that takes it up to April the 3rd, and then I'll turn around and I'll say yes. If I get 5 out of 6 in the next 3 points, I'll say yes then.
How good do you think your team is? Is it good enough to play in the Premier Division, do you think?
They'll be given every chance, these lads. I mean, we don't have loads of money to go out, and we'll get 2 or 3 in. They'll be given every chance. When I first came here, it was a wee bit, you know, iffy, and they were sitting 5th and 6th every year. Now, they've raised their standards, and they know what I expect of them. They know what Martin Harvey as well done a great job. They know what we expect of them. They've reached them standards. And I'm sure being up there, if I do get up there next year, you'll get another wee bit more out of them. Rather than having somebody that's already been up there and back down, some of them have never been there. They'll be, for the first season anyway, if we do it, for the first season anyway, they'll be all right. But there's no doubt we'll have to add 2 or 3, yeah.
The philosophical Jimmy Nicholl. He's wonderfully reluctant to concede that he must feel deep down that that's a major hurdle today.
It is, but he's quite right though, Doug. I mean, it's the Fife derby next week. They've got Ayr United away in Hamilton. He's right. I mean, if they can get 6 points out of that, then they're looking great. But for me, I think they're an absolute certainty to come up.
Yeah, played well today.
Yeah, they did. I mean, the team has been up there for most of the season. All the teams have to beat them if they're going to win the championship. There's no doubts about that. They're up there to be knocked down. But apart from Kilmarnock a couple of weeks ago and Clydebank, I think they're the only teams that have beaten them.
That's right, they've won the last 2 matches. Let's take a look at the 2 goals. First of them, a little bit sloppy defending perhaps by Kilmarnock, but Craig Brewster reacted wonderfully quickly.
Well, it's a deadly duo again, isn't it? And Jimmy Nicholl does well here. I mean, if you'd had the shot the first time there, it would have certainly been blocked. Get the wee bit of luck there, but who's first to react but Craig Brewster? He's done that so many times. It's 14 goals he scored this season, 50, that was his 15th. But always the first to react. Plenty of Kilmarnock defenders there. A wee bit of luck with the bounce there. Well, look, reacts the quickest. Doesn't hit it too clean. Probably if he'd hit it clean, that would have went straight to the goalkeeper. But they all count, the squaffles as well as the good hit shots. This is another one. I don't think Tommy Burns will be too happy with the defence here again. I mean, over the top, a high ball. I mean, either Craig Patterson or the other defender really should have cleared that there, and you don't give this man a half a chance because he'll stick them in the net. He's did it 30 times this season. Such a sniffer around the goal, Gordon Dale. Look, there's 2 of them there. He just nips in at the back of him. How many times have you seen him do that and sticks it away in the corner? And really, that was the second goal. That killed the game because remember, about a minute before that, Bobby Williamson had a great shot, well saved. Could he